Zevi, want to talk about your game tonight? Obviously, huge win for you guys. I heard the music going on in the locker room. Talk about the vibe in the locker room and how this win feels for you.
Oh, it feels great. Obviously, to finish 4 quarters and have more points than the opponent is obviously the goal. Had two, tough but close losses the past 2 weeks, but obviously the objective of the game is to win. So glad that we were able to get that done today. I thought that the guys, were very composed. Whatever was happening, whether it was good or bad, they just stuck in there. They just kept swinging. They kept fighting. They kept playing ball, which is what you need, and which is what led us to that. That last drive. I think it took like 5 or 6 minutes off the clock, and it ended with a touchdown, and kind of sealed the game. Defense played incredible. Special teams did their job. Just really proud of the boys up front. I also want to give a personal shout out to Johnny Lester, Noah Dunham. Noah Dunham had to step up today, obviously with the injury to Jalen Caldwell. Johnny's playing a new position. Noah Dunham's playing, first full game. So shout out to those guys up front. Stepping up. That was huge for us.
Talking about your offensive line, at times in the game it seemed like a real struggle to run the ball, but in that last drive you guys have to run the ball to salt the clock away, and they move guys up front, get you some running lanes. What does it mean to be able to, in a moment like that, be able to run the ball when you have to?
It's huge. I think they stacked around 8 or 9 guys in the box. And it's truly just Smashmouth football, saying we're better than you. You know what we're going to do, but can you stop it? And they did an incredible job. And like I said, that third and fourth quarter, it wasn't the cleanest. We had drives that could have went longer, and we would have hoped to have gone longer. And there were some mistakes on my end, especially. But for them to still have that mindset to do something so tough at such a critical point was great. Because that's what we need in certain situations. They played great situational football. They never lost doubt in their ability, and it showed on that last drive, which was huge.
Quarter with the 3 touchdown drives. Is that what this offense can be? I mean, is that what you guys are working for? And what needs to happen to have that come back week after week?
Yeah, 100%. I know all these guys in this room believe that's the offense that we can have and we can be week to week. Obviously getting guys back out there on the field. Guys like Carter Paps, he made an incredible play down there at the end of the half. But just seeing that what we did today, understanding, okay, we can do this, and then seeing what we didn't do and seeing how we can fix that. Because a lot of the mistakes that we made, and I know a lot of people say this, but they were on us, and it was just minor things that we either lost focus of our objective or, it was a missed assignment. And just the more that we can close that gap and minimize those errors, the more points we're going to score and the more success we're going to see from this offense. So obviously a great win and a great opportunity for us to learn from something once we watch the film.
To have games that were so close but fell short against really high-level competition with Ole Miss and Virginia, and to be able to come back and deliver a really strong win against a good team in front of all your fans, first time in over a month, did that feel any extra special to do it just in front of them with the weather too?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think we had a media timeout, and I think I told Josh, we had him on like one of the deep posts early in the game, and I told him it was nice to throw a deep completion and hear everybody roar, okay, everybody's proud of what we're doing. Obviously the past 2 weeks we've been on the road. They're not too happy when you get a good completion or a good play on them. So having the crowd back, and they were loud today. There were multiple times in the third and the fourth quarter, on third and fourth downs where that crowd was just extremely loud. And when we were making plays, they were cheering for us. The crowd definitely was a factor today, and it was great to be back with them.
Extra fun to be able to do that at Oregon State coming up, and the crowd obviously not be for you, but in a game that's now this big rivalry.
100%, yeah. Obviously our job doesn't change, and I know a lot of Cougs fans are going to make their way down there and support us. So I'm excited to get down there. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Zevi, can you just talk a little bit about the defense picking you up with those 2 interceptions and being able to, stop them twice on fourth down and, hold them out of the end zone, give you guys that shot to go ice it at the end?
Yeah, they did an incredible job. I think obviously as a quarterback, when you throw an interception, not the best feeling in the world, but to have a defense to go out there and essentially erase it is huge, for us, for our confidence, for the momentum. The defense did an incredible job today. Holding an opponent to 7 points, you're going to win a lot of football games if you do that. And obviously, as a quarterback, we're not going in there expecting, okay, they're going to hold them to 7 points. Our objective is just to score points. But they just did an amazing job throughout that whole entire game. just continuously making plays, whether it was a turnover with Parker McKenna, whether it was multiple fourth down stops, like you said. They did an amazing job today. So it was cool to play some complimentary football there.
One, how do you rate your dance moves after that touchdown? And two, what did you make of the shirtless mob at the top of the stadium in the third quarter?
I don't know. I gotta watch the film, see how the dance move looked. It felt good while I was doing it, so hopefully it looks as good. But that was cool. I remember looking up at the crowd, and it started with like 7 or 8 guys, and then it got to like 20. And then I remember at one point getting on the sideline, and there was probably like close to 100 people over there. I was like, oh my god, like this is insane. But I mean, it's just a testament to the Cougs. You know, they're crazy. You know, they're awesome. It's why there's so much support and love within this community, because that's who they are. I mean, it was cold for them. You know, they're sitting there, but they got their shirts off, swinging it around, creating energy. So that was awesome.
Has it set in? This was your first one as a starter at Giza Field?
No, I did not know that. Thank you for throwing that in there. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was awesome. Just having to come in here and being able to celebrate. Told the team before the game, you know, if we play our ball for 4 quarters, you know, we'll be right here in this spot in about 3 or 4 hours, you know, dancing and celebrating the win. And it was nice to have that happen. You know, guys were in here, you know, feeling good. But yeah, it was a good feeling. We'll watch the film, you know, like I said, see what we did wrong, see what we can do better, see what we did well, and just keep going from there.
Take me through the Carter Paps touchdown where it's you put it up. There's a couple defenders, and he almost tips it to himself, and you know, an 18-year-old kid having that kind of focus, be able to come down with that play. I mean, just what did you see from your perspective? Yeah,
no, I mean, Carter Paps is an incredible football player. You know, he's been making plays like that since he's gotten here. Age is you know, nothing for that kid. He can go up against anybody. And like I said, I mean, pre-snap, didn't really know what to expect. 2 high shell, snap of the ball, they spun to a 1 high shell. He won inside. Just thought, you know, go up, let him make a play like he's done many times in practice. Like he's done, you know, a couple times, even against UNT, he had a great catch that Potter threw him down the sideline. So, you know, Paps is able to make those plays, and we have full trust and confidence that he can do those things. And it was a display out there as to why we trust him.
3 total touchdowns, the 2 picks. How would you rate your game overall tonight?
Yeah, like I said, proud of a lot of things, and there are a lot of things that we can clean up. You know, I think every game, no matter, you know, what the stat line shows, there are going to be some things that you would want back, and there's going to be some things that you're proud of, and some things to grow from. So, yeah, you know, happy with what we were able to achieve. Happy we got the win. That's the most important part. You know, we'll watch the film and see what we can get better at.
You're also the team's leading rusher today. In general, are you okay with that being the case, or kind of what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes to win football games, you know. Kind of going into this game, we had seen that, you know, there was some ability to run the ball from the quarterback. Obviously, when you run the quarterback, you get an extra blocker in the running back. You know, so that was a part of the game plan. 159 yards rushing in total. If I'm not mistaken, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like that's good football. It's winning football. So, oh no, sorry, that's my passing yards. I don't know. We got more than 159 then. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we ran more than we passed the ball. So the boys, they did a great job. You know, if I need to run the ball, I'm gonna run the ball. If I got to pass the ball, I got to pass the ball. So whatever our game plan is, we just got to execute it.
Zevi, what'd you make of first Tony Freeman's catch, but also the jump beforehand and the play that he made?
Yeah, no, it was incredible. I mean, we have the utmost confidence in Tony Freeman and his ability to go and make contested catches. He's obviously an incredible playmaker when he has the ball in his hands. And like I said, yeah, even in one-on-one contested plays, we know that Tony Freeman can go and make those plays. T. Free's he's a ball player. You guys have seen it all year, you know. So when I was climbing up in the pocket, kind of saw him over top, you know, threw a ball where only he can get it, and you know, he made an incredible play. And it's nothing, you know, new or surprising for us. You know, he makes those plays on a day-to-day basis. So it was good to see him make that, you know, in live action.
How did you go about managing the emotions of the past week with the way that the Virginia game ended, and then just the way that you guys approached this week to prepare for this game?
Yeah, I think you just got to treat every week new, you know, whether it's a win or a loss, and that's what we're going to do moving forward from here. The game was what it was. You learn from the film, and you move on, and you start preparing for the next opponent. So what's in the past is in the past. You know, this is pretty much in the past now, and we got to start moving forward to Oregon State.